A very good evening and welcome to Prime Time News on MTV Sports, live from the Newsfirst Centre here in Colombo. I'm Minoshi Ratnasekara.
And I'm Shahin Jarampati. Very good evening to you. Let's start off tonight's bulletin with a look at your headlines.
Headlines on Newsfirst at 9.
Western and Southern Provincial Council elections on the 29th of March. 2 political campaigners killed after being run over by a lorry. Collision between a bus and a tipper in Vanathavilluwa, 2 dead. Feroza Muzamil resigns from the UNP National Executive Committee. India eases visa regulations for 180 countries.
Newsfirst at 9.
Well, on a top story tonight, Feroza Muzamil, the spouse of Colombo Mayor AJM Muzamil, has informed UNP National Leader Ranil Wickremesinghe that she is resigning from membership of the UNP's National Executive Committee. Now, in a letter addressed to Wickremesinghe, she also informs him that she is disassociating herself completely from the UNP.
She had arrived at this decision subsequent to the UNP's nomination board rejecting her application to contest the upcoming Western Provincial Council poll from the Colombo District under the UNP ticket.
The wife of Mayor of Colombo, AJM Muzamil, Feroza Muzamil, served as the chairperson of the Kantha Savya organization and implemented numerous programs in Colombo in the recent past to empower women. In her letter to UNP National Leader Ranil Wickremesinghe, she notes that she had applied for nomination for the upcoming Provincial Council poll owing to the strong demand of the Kantha Savya organization. She notes that the UNP Nominations Board had rejected her application for no justifiable cause. She points out that this decision affirms that the UNP has fallen under the power of a certain group and it is apparent that decisions are being made under duress. She has expressed her disappointment over the rejection of nominations based on pressure exerted by a certain group. Feroza Muzamil says in her letter to Ranil Wickremesinghe that although the singular hope of all party supporters is to bring forth a UNP government, the conduct of the leader and the leadership council has been detrimental to the trust placed in the party by party supporters. She reiterates that treating the UNP as the inheritance of a handful of people is a grave injustice that is being done to the absolute majority of UNP supporters. Feroza Muzamil informs UNP National Leader Ranil Wickremesinghe that although she will continue to work for the Kantha Savya organization in the interest of public welfare, she is disassociating herself completely from the UNP.
And now the Elections Commissioner has decided to hold the Western and Southern Provincial Council elections on the 29th of March. Accepting of nominations for the polls concluded at 12 noon today. 82 accepted political parties submitted nominations of their prospective candidates for 6 districts. However, one of those nominations were rejected.
As per the notion, now the rejected nomination papers were submitted by the Akhila Ilanka Muslim Congress at the Kalutara District. The election secretariat added that 47 independent groups handed in their nominations for the 6 districts and 5 of those nomination papers were rejected. 3,794 candidates representing accepted political parties and independent groups are contesting for the Western and Southern Provincial Council elections.
District Group Leader Manjusri Arangala handed in the nominations of the United National Party for the Colombo District today. Group Leader KD Lal Kanta submitted the nominations of the JVP for the Colombo District.
This is not the politics where we will enter the Provincial Council and engage in renovating roads and anicuts. We will not remain idle at the Provincial Council. The next phase is for the presidential polls. We will enter the Provincial Councils and the day after we are sworn in, we will commence our campaign for the presidential election.
The Ceylon Workers' Congress, a political party affiliated with the United People's Freedom Alliance government, submitted their nominations for the Colombo District to contest separately. The Akhila Ilanka Muslim Congress, headed by Minister Rishad Bathiuddin, has also put forward a separate group to contest from the Colombo District.
We are contesting from the Colombo and Kalutara districts for the first time. We expect that 5 members will be elected.
The Nava Sihala Urumaya also submitted their nominations to contest from the Colombo district. The Sri Lanka Muslim Congress handed in their nominations to contest from the Kalutara District for the Western Provincial Council. A group including District Group Leader Kitsari Kahatapitiya submitted the nominations of the United National Party for the Kalutara District today. Leader of the Janasatha Peramuna handed in the nominations of the party to contest from the Gampaha District.
We are pleased with the massive development that is taking place. Why? Because the people will never see progress if there is no development. The people will progress only if there is development in the country, but do not strike at the people's stomachs.
The Democratic People's Front also handed in their nominations for the Gampaha District today.
Gampaha District
There are 100,000 Tamil people living in the Gampaha District. There was never a Tamil councillor at this provincial council. The reason is because a number of parties obtained the votes of the Tamil people, leaving no room for Tamil representation. This time around, the Democratic People's Front will provide true representation to the Tamil people.
Representatives of the Sri Lanka Muslim Congress and the Navasama Samaja Party also handed in their nominations to contest from the Gampaha District.
9 independent groups and 13 political parties submitted their nominations. After looking into the proper prerequisites, 22 nomination papers submitted by 9 independent groups and 13 political parties were accepted.
UPFA Group Leader Shan Vijayalal De Silva handed in the nominations of the UPFA to contest from the Galle District for the Southern Provincial Council.
The UPFA will exceed the two-thirds majority and achieve a 5-6 majority at the elections that will be held on the 29th of March as announced by the Elections Commissioner.
UNP Group Leader for the Galle District Asoka Dhanavangsha handed in the party's nominations today. The UPFA nominations from the Matara District for the Southern Provincial Council polls were handed in today under the auspices of Party Group Leader Chandima Rasiputra and Minister Dalasalaha Peruma.
There are two things that need to be said. One, our victory is a definite. The other is this request from those who are engaged in working towards the victory of the alliance and those who are contesting from the alliance. Achieve this victory by abiding the election laws and protecting those laws.
A group including parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa submitted the UPFA nominations for the Hambantota District.
We hope for a peaceful election. We hope that all the candidates will work together and steer the United People's Freedom Alliance to victory from all 3 districts in the Southern Province, including the Hambantota District. We hope the same from the Western Province as well.
4 independent groups submitted their nominations to contest from the Hambantota District for the Southern Provincial Council.
Well, popular actress Nadisha Hemamali met with campaigners today after submitting her nominations to contest the upcoming Southern Provincial Council poll from the Matara District.
Well, now, after submitting nominations, the candidates contesting for the upcoming Western and Southern Provincial Council elections commenced their campaigns in earnest with religious observances.
UNP Western Provincial Council candidate SM Marika visited the Dawatagaha Mosque today. He then visited St. Teresa's Church in Thimbirigasaya and obtained blessings there. An old boy of Rahula College, Matara, following his higher education, SM Marika was employed at the Capital Maharaj Organisation Limited. He served as the channel head of Sirasa FM. While in this position, he undertook numerous religious, cultural and community welfare programs and rendered a yeoman service. Meanwhile, Hirunika Premachandra, who will be contesting for the Western Provincial Council poll from the Colombo District under the UPFA ticket, commenced her campaigning in earnest today following religious observances. A large group, including ministers and MPs, were present at the occasion.
I will not forget the journey I undertook today. This is my first step. I will always remember this first step. The journey forward will not be easy. I wish to state at this moment that this journey will end when we are victorious, when the results are released.
Pasandayapa Abewardana, who will be contesting for the Southern Provincial Council from the UPFA ticket, engaged in religious observances at the Matara District today after submitting his nomination. A group including Minister of Investment Promotion Lakshman Yapa Abewardana also participated at this occasion. Subsequently, the group arrived in the Matara town in procession. Rohana Begunawardana, who is contesting for the Western Provincial Council from the UPFA ticket, also engaged in religious observances today after handing in his nomination. Religious observances were held at the Kalutara District.
අද මම හිතන්නේ නායක හාමුදුරුවනේ වෙනදට අර වාහන උඩ නැගිලා යන
I think that what we have done today is far better than getting on vehicles and going in search of nominations. I think all of you who are faithful to me can be happy with the good work we have done here today.
මත්ම හොඳ කටයුත්තක් අද අපි සිද්ධ කළේ කියලා.
Senior journalist Susil Kindelpitiya too engaged in religious observances today after submitting his nomination. Kindelpitiya attended a religious observance at the Dawatagaha Mosque and obtained blessings. He also visited the Kaluniya Rajamaha Viharaya and met with the chief incumbent of the Viharaya, Professor Venerable Kollupitiye Mahinda Sangarakkita Thera.
Still in local news, Chandralal Abegunawardana, a candidate whose nomination was rejected, says that the UNP's chief organizer in the Galle District, Vajra Abewardana, is directly responsible for the rejection of his nomination.
I
applied for candidacy for this provincial council election. I applied for local government candidacy prior to this. I did not apply for the local government candidacy with nothing. 18,690 voters in the Galle district signed and gave me their telephone numbers and asked that I be given the nomination. Monks from 12 of the 14 temples requested in writing that I be given the nomination, but they did not give me the nomination at the time. At the time, the leader told me that I was not suitable and that I will receive an opportunity in the future. I prepared to contest for the provincial council. Wherever the UNP organized a pocket rally in Sri Lanka, wherever the party held a demonstration, wherever they held a Mayday rally, I have been involved. And I did not go alone. I went with 2 or 3 busloads. The only leader we had, Gayantha Karunatilaka, has also been destroyed. The party has been destroyed. Banduralal Bandarigoda was with the party for 23 years. He did not receive the position of electorate organizer. Who controls Vajra Abegunawardana? I asked the UNPers of the Galle district to remove this man who has deals with the government.
Galle district ජනතාවට කියනවා මේ ආණ්ඩුවත් එක්ක ඩීල් තියෙන මේ මිනිහා අයින් කරන්න.
අපි මේ වෙලාවේ ගායන්ත කරුණාතිලක මහත්මයාලා බන්දුලාල් බණ්ඩාරගොඩ මහත්මයාලත් එක්ක චන්ද්‍රාල් මහත්මයාත් මේ රැල්ලට ගෙනල්ලා
We commenced a battle for change from the southern province together with Gayantha Karunatilaka, Bandulal Bandarigoda and Chandralal. When 7 members of the Leadership Council unanimously decided that Chandralal Abegunawardana will be made a candidate for the election, and when we were looking forward for this decision at around 3 or 4 in the evening, it is sad to say that a person we respect, the district organizer who did not even get selected to parliament this time, had taken a decision to remove him from this list, challenging the Leadership Council's decision.
එතුමාට පුළුවන් වෙනවා මෙතුමා ඒ නායකත්ව මණ්ඩලයට අභියෝගයක් වෙලා මෙතුමා ඒ ලිස්ට් එකෙන් අයින් කරන්න.